This is Chufa, or tiger nuts, Cyperus, esculentus, variety sativus. It's a cultivated selected form of the common weed yellow nutsedge. It's one of the oldest domesticated agricultural crops, and it is the best crop you're not growing. The best tasting and the most nutritious, the easiest to grow. Keep watching for complete, thorough, start to finish guide to growing, harvesting, using tiger nuts or Chufa, Cyperus esculentus. Okay, so it's mid-November 2020. I want to make a video about growing Chufa or tiger nuts. This is the first year I've ever grown this. There's approximately a 30-foot double row here. Plants were spaced approximately 8 inches apart diagonally in all directions. They were irrigated as needed. They were planted into well-tilled, well-amended soil. And I started these probably in late March in 27 count deep cell trays and set out pretty decent sized transplants. That was in, I would say, mid-May. I think these things were basically just about finished by early October. It seemed like they started to go dormant even before they frosted, and now they've been frosted a few times. So I'm going to dig them up and we'll see how hard it is to dig them and how much of a yield we get out of these. Well, this is going to be a little bit fiddly. It's going to be tough to find the little tubers from the soil. Well, I'm going to have to use 2 hands to do this, so let me get back to this in a little bit. So as you can see, it looks like actually most of the tubers are fairly concentrated around the base of the plants. They're not spread out too far, although I'm sure some are breaking off into the soil as we dig these up. And it looks like, you know, each plant is going to give you something like, this is one plant for sure, and I'm sure I probably missed some. Let's say they're probably looking at, you know, 5 or 10. I'm sure, yeah, there's some in here that I'm not even getting. It's probably at least 10, maybe 15. It's probably a reasonable handful for every plant, which seems pretty respectable. Here's a bunch here, so I'd say it's a fat handful for every plant you put in. So each plant for me was the result of one tuber. So I mean, shoot, this is like, that's at least like 20 to 1 return, so that's pretty good. Let's keep digging here and see what we can come up with. Okay, so I think I've gotten most of these tiger nuts dug up, and I washed them reasonably well. They could stand to be washed again, but I think it'll take indoor washing with a colander. This washing here was done effectively in a panning for gold sort of style, and I got about 80–90% of the dirt off. I'm not real thrilled with the yield. Some areas the yield was pretty low, but I also found a lot of digging So I think either rats or voles stole some reasonable portion of the yield here. So that's unfortunate. So a few notes about these things. I have actually been eating them now for several months. I mean, I've been digging them up for a while to eat, and I really like them. I mean, they're delicious. Excellent. If you get them fresh like this when they're still nice and plump, the texture is softer. It's not soft. I mean, it's like a really hard apple or hard celery. This is a very fibrous thing. I would say it's probably more fibrous than anything you've ever eaten. So that might not suit some people. If you let them dry down for a few days or a week, which is really important if you want to try to keep them stored long term. If you try to store them when they're fresh, they'll mold. If you let them dry down, they shrivel up. And when they shrivel up and shrink, the sugars are much more intensified. They get really sweet. And I find that at that point, the flavor to me is like 70% coconut and 30% almond with a lot of sugar on top. Nutritionally speaking, these are really good for you. They've got a lot of fat, and it's one of the, per unit area, one of the best possible ways that you could grow a vegetable-based fat. Probably for a temperate climate, this is probably the best and simplest thing you could do. I've tried for years to do hazelnuts, and hazelnuts lately are kind of a bust because they're stolen by squirrels and deer constantly. These, in that respect, are a little easier to do. Digging these up was a pain. They're extremely fiddly and really difficult to dig up. I'm sure I've missed a bunch. That's genuinely a problem. It might be simpler to grow them in containers, but as far as a crop to grow, they didn't have a lot of serious pest and disease issues. They don't take an enormous amount of care, maintenance, weeding, etc. They're pretty tough. They fill in the space. They do require water. When it got hot and dry this year, they suffered more than almost anything else, which you'd think from their weedy heritage that they would be able to tolerate those sort of conditions, but they really don't. They really want really wet conditions. So perhaps the yield will be better in a wetter year. But yeah, these are good. The balance of these between saturated fat and unsaturated fat is really good. It's pretty close to olive oil. And as I said, I find them to be really delicious. They're really crunchy. They are fibrous, but I mean, if you need to add more fiber to your diet, it's good. And they're really high in vitamins and minerals. So I think it's a good thing to grow. I think they're great as a snack. I haven't felt a need to do anything with them other than just eat them. For me, they fill a niche, sort of like a nuts and candy combined. So I think they're really tasty and easy to grow. Not the easiest things to dig up and clean, but not the worst by any stretch. And unlike a lot of other the odd crops that I've grown, which are, you know, decent to eat, but I don't keep going back for more, and I don't want to keep eating them. These things, I really like these, and I think, you know, I could eat these all the time. They're just really delicious to my taste. Although, like I said, I realize other people might find the fibrousness and the hardness of them intimidating or off-putting. I think when they fully dry down, they're about as tough as a soft piece of wood. So for me, I find that enjoyable, the texture, but I know a lot of other people would be horrified by that. They are pretty tough. Apparently you can soak them in water and rehydrate them, and that will make them softer. But I don't really like them that way. I think they're better if they dry down a little bit. But they're also pretty good if you eat them like this too. Eating them like this, they're more like a water chestnut that's extra sweet. Maybe a better way to put it, but they're more fibrous and more crunchy. So maybe not a real long explanation of these things. There's probably about a quart, maybe, yeah, I'd say there's about a quart here. of these in a 30-foot row. So, I mean, I'm sure that's respectable, and these things are pretty high in calories, so it's probably not the worst. I mean, if you're looking at strict calorie production, you know, the equivalent row of potatoes or sweet potatoes or corn would have absolutely blown this out of the water in terms of production of calories. I think in terms of production of oil, because I think you can almost consider this an oil seed in terms of its nutritional profile. This is probably the simplest oil seed that I've found, and I've tried a lot of things. Like I said, hazelnuts, I've grown peanuts, I've grown sunflowers, and these are easier by a wide margin than any of those. So, yeah, apologies for the goats that are crying. There's nothing wrong with them. They're just ridiculous babies. So, they were fed about 15 minutes ago, so they're not wanting for anything. Once again, thanks for watching. Appreciate it. And I would definitely recommend these. The one thing I don't know about is the invasive potential of these. I don't know if they will overwinter. I have read some literature that states that this form won't overwinter in a cold climate. And I've, read other literature that states that it will. So time will tell. Next year, if I see a bunch pop back up again, I'll know that that's a potential issue. If you're wondering where I got these, I sourced these via J.L. Hudson Seedsman in California, and they just send some tubers, as these clones, like many root and tuber crops that have been clonally propagated for long times, generally don't flower. These didn't flower for me this year, so you're just reproducing them via division. So when they send you a seed packet, they're just sending you maybe 20 or 30 of these little roots, and you plant them and they grow. So that's it. Chufa, tiger nut, Cyperus, esculentus. So thanks for watching again. Appreciate it. It's July 31st, 2021. I wanted to provide an update on the Chufa tiger nuts. So these here I planted this year in mid-June from roots directly into the ground here. And you can see just what tremendous growth these things have put on. Last year I planted these out from rooted liners, and it seems to be completely possible, practical, and in many ways honestly better to just plant these direct. I didn't know last year if it was possible, but I believe it's possible, and that the plants are actually hardier this way for sure. These things are doing great. As per last year, there's no damage. This year, I put them in a spot where deer can get to them easily, and I have had no deer or rabbit or groundhog damage. Plants have no pest or disease issues, and thriving, growing away very vigorously. I also wanted to add that there's no way you can dig all of these out of the ground. So I was curious to see if any of these would overwinter. And in the plot I had them in previously, last year, I had 1 or 2 plants pop up, and that is actually it. And we had a quite mild winter this past winter. So I think that if we had even a normal winter, effectively these are not going to naturalize here or perennialize here. They are going to be killed by normal winters here in zone 6B, central Pennsylvania. So I wish I ended up planting more of these, but it was a busy spring, and this is what I ended up with. So here we are. And then we have, this is a new photobombing cat. This is Christina the photobomber.
thanks for watching. Appreciate the interest as always. Do me a favor and hit like, leave me a comment. Thanks again.